chords around. Off to Dave Matthews. I do need to adjust that mirror. There we go. I need to find my little... Too many things in the door pocket.
Do you want me to put something over here?
No, I'm alright. I needed to consolidate. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Gray Shot Down. I'm Gray Shot Down behind the wheel alongside Doggone Sci-Fi as passenger princess.
Who's probably going to take a nap because she just got off work.
Figured I'd take you on our long journey to our concert destination this evening. Actually, more importantly, I'd show you at 11.4.7 how it's going to take me to our concert journey.
In theory, it should be good, evil, good.
I can confirm that it's been pretty good. I don't know, have you been driving it much lately?
I just got it last night.
Okay.
So, no, because we didn't drive my car today.
And then I'll take over here and make the left manually. Navigation is incorrect, needs an update. You can make a left here. Send that as a voice note for the 50th time. Actually, at this point, I've lost count.
I think I stopped sending that in as a voice note. That seems fair.
That's exactly how I would have done it.
Okay, you got your sunglasses, you got your nail kit.
Yeah, I'm going
Anything else?
I'm going through the list, though. I think we're fine.
Okay.
If
Anything
not,
else, remember we can buy it somewhere.
Yeah, if not now, we're
Not the end of the world.
Okay, I did this earlier. Come on. Commit. Commit to a lane. This is fine. Commit to the lane. Holy crap.
I'm a pillow.
Yeah.
Passenger princess needs her pillow.
Sorry.
I can't remember, is the warm side up or the...
Warm side's up, cool side's down. So, like,
So I want this to be
that's
cooler.
the warm side up.
So I want it to be warm, I go this way? Or
Yeah, so if you want to be warm that way, if you want to be cool, it should go that way.
Okay. It's picking up. I'm missing the first football game of the year. First home game tonight, yeah. Andrew's like, oh no.
It begins. I realize a lot of people like that. Not my thing. Can't play our RV joke.
Watch out. Because you're literally turning into the lane.
Well, I let it happen as I was watching to make sure that there was no one oncoming into that lane, but it was ridiculous in the sense of how it did it. Now, here's the question. Does it select the wrong lane like a drunken sailor?
Correct.
And drunken sailor selection, incorrect. Wrong. Shame on you, shame on the lane selection, shame on the entire training network. Just shame, shame, shame. And that's what we sent for a voice note. I'm going to manually select here because what happened in my prior videos is it doesn't actually make the choice to choose it up until like right here at the fork.
Just use my teacher voice. Make good choices.
Make good choices. Make a better choice.
Is that really the choice you want to make?
And make a better choice.
You can either choose to make the correct choice, or I can drive for you.
Make a better choice. This will make a cool time lapse, though.
But you're just not going to put a full 2-hour video on the internet.
Oh, I was planning on doing that too. That shit too. Pardon the French. I was halfway done that too.
See how many people actually watch that.
No kidding. Like, how many people are into this stupid, like, this crazy unedited content of the car? I feel like most would just want to watch the time-lapse video and see if it does anything crazy.
You put the food in the trunk, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Our cooler's in there.
Okay.
Alright, let's make some adjustments here.
That's right, I forget it doesn't flash on here. It flashes over there.
In the edit, I add it back to this, but yeah.
No, but I'm saying like on the Model 3, it flashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because what I'm seeing is through the GoPro screen.
Yeah.
It's a little bit smaller for me, so the warnings don't look as big.
Yeah,
It looks like
you're like,
it looks like it's almost like a nag reduction machine. Oh.
yeah, until it beeps at you.
Exactly. That was.
And then it kicks you out.
And then it's like, exactly. This car, I think, only has one. I don't know how many does yours have?
Mine reset itself, so I have 0.
Yo, you're back to 0.
I am back to 0.
I actually don't know what I've got.
I would like to point out to our audience that I was the first one to get kicked out of the two of us.
I definitely contributed to that.
Well, yeah, no, you did on the Vegas trip. And then it happened to me the second time, and I got kicked out. I was like,
definitely contributed to that.
yeah, no, the Vegas trip video.
I was told that's the option.
That's a good option.
Yeah.
It's not too far.
Yesterday was the right day to make that decision.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that one.
No, God, no. Oh, God, no. That's for off-camera conversations.
I actually have a lot to talk to you about later.
I know. I have a feeling that what we could probably do. Here's the deal. It's going to be really boring anyway on the Hanford bit.
Yeah.
What I could do is I could just mute our audio during that and we could chat.
Can if you want.
You want to do that?
You can. It's your video.
No, let's do that.
As you put it, I'm just passenger princess today.
And then if anything does of merit come up, I'll just do like a flag or
it's
something.
gonna get super boring when I fall asleep.
Oh, I know that. What our audience is hearing right now is the planning of husband and wife.
Right. Here's the better question for your audience. Let's make a bet. How long into the drive will it take for me to fall asleep?
Oh yeah. At what point does Doggone Sci-Fi fall asleep?
Because I usually make it right about to the roundabout.
True.
I lost a bet was my first hour. So I have to bring them donuts next week.
What day?
No, I'll take it because it's first hour. It's like 7:30 in the morning.
No, I know. I was just thinking I could buy them the day before and get them for you.
I don't know. We can pick a day.
Okay. I suppose it won't be the holiday.
No, it won't be.
Sounds like Omar might be choosing the Model S after listening to him on a Twitter space.
Nice. It's a nice car. I really like this car.
Sounds like he's contemplating though between the Model 3 and the S though. Trying to see on if Tesla's going to build the newer body style and the newer interior here in the States. This guy needs lane keep assist or something.
Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking about?
No, I was thinking about if they did come out with the refresh in the States, I would go with the Model 3. But that's because I like...
Well, you have to play the money or no object game first.
Yeah.
And then apply the rules of...
The Model S is not my car.
Really?
It's not my car.
Okay, question. If you had it, like gun to your head kind of a thing, if you had to pick an S or an X, which would you choose?
An S or an X?
Yes.
S.
Okay.
The X is my least favorite.
That's definitely... Technology-wise, I like the X. Like, I like everything about the X. I like how it does the auto-presenting doors. I like how you can step on the brake and it closes the door for you and that kind of stuff. And I like the rear doors, how they open and close. That's really cool. But we don't have a family of 6 or 5 or 4, you know. So for us, I'd rather ride in a more comfortable ride, and the S is definitely the more comfortable ride. So I agree with you that if that was the choice, S would be the choice of those two.
Yeah. But same situation, S or 3, I'd actually probably go with the 3.
Okay, so now, all right. Now, can we widen out the scope and say from the sexy lineup, which one would you choose? So, like, in other words,
The S, the 3, the X, or the Y?
correct. So, like, now you've opened up the entire model lineup of the current vehicles in production. Obviously, we can
I go with 3.
still.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
After driving yours?
Yeah. That thing is just, that's like the little engine that could, man. Like, just keeps.
Okay, so I can honestly say after driving all of them, you're gonna laugh at which one I probably would pick.
Which one?
Model Y. Out of all of them right now, the Model Y. I think it's the best value for money. Do you see them? Yes, they're,
Yeah.
they're very frequently spotted.
Yeah.
But I think I understand why that's the best value for money car that they have. It makes total sense. I get it. I get it. That being said, I think good things come to those who wait.
Oh, yeah.
I'll allow the viewers' minds to wander on what the heck I mean by that, but I'm thinking that with the Cybertruck, good things come to those who wait. I think this truck's gonna be badass.
Accidentally used the phrase badass bitch with my principal the other day. You just kind of laughed.
Ooh, it handled that nicely.
I did.
Our neighbors asked me this morning, when we get our trailer, what am I gonna haul it with?
Magic.
Well,
if the truck doesn't come out,
well,
magic.
my response was Cybertruck. I mean, my immediate response was Cybertruck, to which they giggled. I'm sure because they don't think it's a reality. I don't know, whatever.
I just like to answer everything with magic now.
Yeah.
Fairy
Fairy dust. That's what I should have said. Fairy dust. Electrons and fairy dust. Electrons and fairy dust. At any rate, my answer was, what's the worst case scenario? A Rivian or an F-150 Lightning? Like, I mean, I'm saying that from, like, the worst case scenario.
No, the worst case scenario is we borrow my friend's truck and just take that.
No, I'm saying, like, if the Cybertruck never came to reality.
Oh, no, yeah.
That kind of a thing.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd do a Rivian.
Do a Rivian or an F-150 Lightning and be done with the problem.
I'd do a Rivian, get in yellow.
Ooh, here's a question. Have you kept up much with it?
No. Not since we decided to go with the Cybertruck.
Here's some specs. The new Max pack that came out is 180 kilowatts for the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Gets 410 miles to range.
Okay.
And that's on the dual motor vehicle for the R1T.
Okay.
So for those of you keeping track of that at home, I think I did the math on this to where it comes out to 2.6 or 2.7 miles per kilowatt.
Mm-hmm.
To put that into perspective, this car, or most, like, Tesla Model S, like it just in general, S and X have 100 kilowatt hour packs currently. Current Model S goes over 400 miles.
Really quick, you remember the tickets, right?
Yes. 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 They're in my notebook.
Okay, sorry.
Suppose if we get all the way up there and I don't, this will be day one.
Yes.
I'm like 99% sure I did. It's in the trunk.
Okay.
Like, it's in my,
Backpack.
yeah,
Okay.
where my iPad's at.
Well, worst case scenario, we get up there and Because don't you need the ticket for parking?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Pull over if it makes you happy.
No, I'm fine.
I'm pretty sure I backed it.
Okay. Again, worst case scenario. Do what? And we got a nice video.
True.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. That just popped in my head.
No, you're fine.
So what does that mean for like Rivian versus Cybertruck?
At a macro level, or like what people care about, it just means that you pay more to drive the truck at a charger. Like, think of
You'd pay more to drive the Rivian or the Cybertruck?
the Rivian. You're going to pay more to drive the Rivian than you will to drive the Cybertruck.
Okay.
Kind of like you pay more to drive the Model S than you do to drive the Model 3.
To me, that's no different in an ICE vehicle. Of that truck has, a bigger, more gallon tank than a smaller compact car.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense when you're comparing a mid-sized truck.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like because right now Rivian's vehicle is so heavy, it's actually one of the more heavy vehicles in that truck class. Ironically enough, it's actually heavier than the Lightning.
Really?
Yeah. When you go look at the statistics and some of the specs on it, yes, it's physically heavier than the Lightning is. And why? I don't know. But for a vehicle that is, like, if we're just comparing similarities to like staying in one brand category.
Yeah,
a lot of
if you're trying to compare apples to apples.
Yeah, like let's just say we stick with Toyotas here for just a second. In the truck lineup of Toyota, you have the Tundra and you have the Tacoma, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Cybertruck would most compare to the Tundra, and the Rivian would most compare it to the Tacoma.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that what I'm saying is that the weight of the Rivian, being like the Tacoma, is actually the weight of like the larger sized Tundra.
Yeah.
Whereas the Cybertruck's not going to be that way because Tesla's figured out how to delete so much mass out of that truck.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be fair, real statistics have not come out yet.
Yeah.
About that vehicle.
I just realized, do you need to change the music?
No.
Okay.
I realized very early on that the background AI filter that I run this through, I can listen to music at a relatively low volume. People don't hear it.
Isn't that nice having AI?
It's great. I really like it's great.
I used AI today to write or to draft up some proposals. I used Bard.
It's pretty useful.
I really like how you can take a picture of something and send it to Google and be like, what is this,
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? I think we're starting to get to the point where I forget some of the things that I can ask it to do.
Yeah, well, because it can do so much.
Because it can do a lot. It's kind of like the early days of Siri where you're trying to figure out how do I implement this assistant on my phone to make notes or create calendar events and things like that.
All right, we've had 4 yawns since we left the house. I feel like that's a rock truck.
I feel like that too. I feel like it's not going to matter though.
Oh, like this. Stay in this lane. Don't get behind the truck. I didn't realize my fall classes at the college are on a Friday, and they're 3 hours, and they're from 5 to 8.
In person or online?
Online. I mean, at least I get to come home, but
So, Friday.
yeah. Nice thing is they're only 3 times the whole term, the whole semester.
There's silver linings to this.
Yeah, and everything else is asynchronous. So
There's some silver linings.
but anyways, my first class is next Friday.
I saw that pop up on the calendar. Green light.
And I picked the correct lane because this lane goes straight.
And
Stay in this lane.
nice turn.
Stay in this lane.
Nicely done. I might have to manually adjust the speed. Yeah, let me manually adjust the speed up to where everybody else is going to be driving. It changes after I think the light.
Yeah. Like I have that weird spot on RG.
Oh, yeah. On your daily route. He's in a hurry.
There are lots of good bars out here. There's an Italian restaurant though out here that I wouldn't mind going and trying. It just opened up.
That'd be good.
They have eggplant parmesan.
Would you like the what do they call this thing?
The blanket?
The luxuriously comfy throw or whatever the heck thing.
No, I'm pretty warm. It's pretty warm.
Oh, would you like the luxuriously comfy throw or whatever the heck?
No.
Cozy throw? I can't remember what the marketing tagline of that thing was.
I would have liked sexy blanket. The sexy time blanket.
Well, they had the sexy shorts.
Exactly,
Remember?
so that they could have had the sexy time blanket.
Yes.
Wear your sexy shorts while you're driving your sexy cars.
Yes. That would be funny.
No, they missed that opportunity. That opportunity. The only way they can bring it back is if they do the sexy time socks.
There's an idea. At Christmas time. Ah, my bets. And they would be $42.
That sounds weird. And people will pay $42
Of course.
for socks.
Of course.
And they'll be the cheapest socks.
Well, I was actually pretty happy with that blanket.
Yeah, that blanket is actually.
That blanket's pretty legit. That blanket's pretty nice.
Sorry, I'll take it back.
No, for the most part, they're within the ballpark of the price category they charge.
Yeah.
But yes, I could see where you're at with there is a bit of
Yeah, but it's socks.
Yeah, there is a bit
There's
of a.
no way you can make $42 pair of socks.
The word we're searching for is markup. Not to be so blunt about it, but the word we're searching for is markup. There's a bit of it. It's just a small amount. This is the part of the time lapse I'm actually really curious what it looks like as far as like this transition from here through Hanford area.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be smoother than the bus we took out there. Actually,
The bus was
pretty
fine.
smooth. Yeah,
The bus was fine. It wasn't like it was a school bus. I thought it was going to be like a school
It was
bus.
a bit shaky from side to. That's what it was. It was
Yeah.
shaky from side to side. I was like,
Yeah.
it was something. I
But-
can't put my finger on.
But I thought it was going to be like a school bus and it wasn't going to have any AC. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that was nice. I was impressed. I am really surprised that they don't make you go through like a radiation detector of some sort. Like, I know when you go to visit like some of the other sites around the world, that the other countries like make you do that when you leave.
Apparently, the way that they did it was there was dosimeters placed
Yeah,
throughout,
yeah.
and then they just did a daily reading off of it. But it does kind of make you wonder, why is it shut down for 2 years?
I know, right? 'Cause that's a very specific time.
It's just very not a couple of days, not an oops, not a like, oh. The things that make us all go.
I don't know, there's always that running joke if you live in this area that every couple of years is the Hanford release year.
The things that make you go,
That joke had to come from somewhere.
There you go. I thought it was just fascinating to think of all the underground tunnels that are out there.
That is, yeah. I didn't realize that was corn out here.
God, can you imagine if this was your commute every day?
I mean, it was the biggest employer in the area for a long time, and then the Pasco School District beat that out.
Yeah.
But which should tell you something how big Pasco is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I would explain, like, with our house, why we're seeing further out into the valley now. And, more lights.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, by the way, some kids, like my students, like sometimes they have no filter, like none. So I was doing like the About Me presentation and I was showing pictures. No, it's fine. But anyways, I was showing pictures and I got to the picture of Bailey and I had the information on there that she's 11 years old, you know, and I had her in her spot looking out and everything. And this kid goes, 11? Wow, she's almost dead. And like he said it like in the most like matter of fact tone, and I just was like, dude, my dude, like,
Yeah.
kindness. And then he realized what he said and he felt bad, but I was like,
Yeah. She's not getting any younger. Oh.
my dude.
Curious to see how it handles the unmarked roundabout on this trip.
Probably like it's always done.
I don't know. My success rate on roundabouts on this version is actually better.
Yeah, unmarked roundabouts, but
Oh, well, yeah. But it's, like I said, it's painted and all that kind of stuff. It's going to follow vehicles.
I'd like to point out I'm still awake, although I almost fell asleep back there.
I haven't seen you reach for the brake pedals on this particular journey, so I think we're doing all right.
That's okay. Like I said, this is about where I fall asleep. I'm tired. Remember that lady last year at the concert. I had like the medical emergency.
Right. Here we go.
Slow down.
Oops. There you go. Follow vehicle into this.
I always forget we have elk out here.
Seriously?
Yeah. I always forget that. I know we have deer, but I always forget we have elk. Hey, I was wrong. I'll take it back. Good job.
Wow.
Good job. I'm having a moment. It's the end of the week. That person is what we'll get there with, right? Okay.
Yeah. And then I am.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there you go.
Sounds
Should be plenty. There.
You go faster. But yeah, we have elk around here. I always forget that. Like, because I think in my head I always associate elk with like forests and things like that.
Yeah. I think the reason why that trip wouldn't feel so bad every night is because the majority of that trip is actually through familiar parts of the drive.
Yeah. Are you talking about going up and then going back?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, you know, oh, I'm almost here. Whereas, like, the other one, we don't do that one enough to know, like,
Yeah, it's just looking at a time going, all right, we'll get there when we get there, kind of a thing.
yeah.
Just my 2 cents about it. I think it's a good call out for next year.
Well, especially now that we have the charging there, we have, you know.
True, yeah. They've added that new supercharger,
Mm-hmm.
which is super helpful.
It always looks different on this side, but it amazes me that, like, when you're on your way to Yakima, that's, like, on your way to, like, Sunnyside and stuff like that, that's the mountain that you're passing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken this road and then gone left?
Yeah, we did that one time, remember? To Yakima?
Were you with me when?
Yeah.
Oh.
I fell asleep from.
Oh, you
I
fell
always-
asleep during the portion where it was really pretty. That was right.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
I remember that. I was like, "How you fell asleep during the
I
portion?"
was
where
really
like,
tired.
No, I know. And this car just whisks you away to lullaby land.
It does. Yeah. Once the beta got better, for a
True.
long time there, I was afraid to close my eyes because every time I did, it was F this, F that. Son of a bee.
I'm sure other early beta testers would probably comment similar comments.
I'm just not getting over my PTSD of getting in this
my
car.
gosh. I told you it'd be worth it long term.
I know. In the moment, it sucked.
The first couple of months. Nowadays, though, it's really impressive. I mean, look at this. It's an intervention-free drive. Remember how it was going to be, the milestone was going to be disengagement-free.
Yeah.
Then the milestone was going to be intervention-free.
Mm-hmm.
Now then the milestone became the wife test, like the ultimate wife test. Like you see everybody posting YouTube videos about their wife driving it. And
which I would like to say is very sexist.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I understand why it's the case in the sense
but
that,
I think it doesn't need to be called the wife test. I think it just needs to be called your partner test.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I know a lot of women that drive this car, and then.
Well, no, but I'm thinking of like think of the scenario for most people or most owners, right? Most owners.
No, I know what you're talking about,
like,
but that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of women that drive the car and then have their partners drive it for the same test, which is, are you comfortable enough driving it?
Oh, sure. Well, actually, to your point, like Kim Java was a good example of that, right? I think she was testing the beta for a little while there, and then had her husband jump on. But it's her channel, right?
So that's my point.
Yeah, no, I say sure with that. I have not seen the faster speed limit sign. Let me know if you do. The last one I saw was 55.
You can push it to go see. It's up to you.
I'm good.
This is just the Vantage Highway.
Oh, I know.
Flies on here.
Actually, here's your sign.
And it's probably gonna say 55, 60.
Here's your sign.
Actually, that's not speed limit sign.
And I also would comment that it doesn't panic as much about people passing it.
Oh, remember you said shh.
Yes. It doesn't get intimidated was the right word on that.
Yeah.
Intimidated.
Yeah, because you used to dive to the right.
Yep.
Be like, oh my god.
Got a little nervous.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Doesn't do that anymore.
The only good reason to stick with people is that you avoid the phantom braking because of the mirages.
Because of the mirage, yeah.
But they're going a lot faster.
They're going pretty quick. And it would make it'd be good for the video to see that happening. Because I haven't actually seen people.
Just don't get mad.
Huh?
Just don't get mad.
No, but at least it would be seen on camera.
Yeah.
Because I haven't actually seen a lot of people been able to record and show what it's doing and how it's what's happening, and be able to describe it. It'd be interesting to see if the action camera on the roof picks it up or not. What we're talking about, viewers, is the false slowdowns. I've tried to explain this before, but if the camera is picking it up, what you'll see is on the road in front of us, what the sun is doing is it's causing reflections on the asphalt to where it looks like a mirage. And what happens is as that mirage encroaches onto the area of what I would consider like the drivable space of the software, like in other words, think of it like a box. As that box moves down the road, if that mirage encroaches on that box, what tends to happen is that's when the false slowdowns begin. Now, that being said, this is 11.47, so I have noticed that its planning is much further ahead than it ever has been. So we'll see if that happens on this drive tonight or not. Wow, that was a really long-winded way to explain that.
That was. I think my way would have been, so, you know how you get mirages on the road? Yeah, sometimes it thinks that there's a car because of the reflection, and it just stops.
But see, did my way at least explain why? Like, to the technical reason why? Or was it...
No, it definitely did. But what I was saying was my way of explaining of what we were talking about would have been just direct to the point, not adding all the extra technical stuff of why it was happening. That is why that you are the director, sir, and I am just the driver normally. There's two types of storytellers.
There's the ones that there's the ones that extrapolate and I gotta.
That is honestly why I teach what I teach, because it's more problem solving. Solve it yourself. Figure out what. Formulate your own questions.
This is actually more of just a test for the action camera because apparently that thing has a 150-minute record time, 160-minute just standby, what they call standby time, whatever that means.
As long as this doesn't turn into a found footage, I'm okay. You know what found footage is? Like horror? Like the subgenre of horror movies?
Nope.
Okay, so found footage horror genre is basically these like movies where they find footage and you watch this found footage and it's like a horror movie, like think like the Blair Witch Project.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I said, so as long as this doesn't turn into found footage.
That's fair.
I'm okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Kind of like when we go camping and start filming. I've seen this horror movie.
I've seen this before somewhere. Where have I? Oh.
There's some pretty good found footage movies. Like there's a couple like Blair Witch. You got to give it to it. It's original, right? And there's some really crappy ones. Like because that genre, it's really hard to find uniqueness in that genre. Like you know.
I have no freaking clue what the speed limit is anymore. I didn't even see it.
I don't trust the system.
That's basically where we're at.
Sometimes I feel like this road is like the Mad Max road. Like you just kind of can survive.
Fuck glory. Actually, no.
I can't remember what the yell in that one.
Okay.
Here's the deal. Mad Max Fury Road, I've only seen it twice.
Really?
The other ones I've seen a bunch of times.
Like the funny thing is that particular movie is the only Mad Max movie I've ever seen.
You've never seen the original Mad Max?
And that's why I said that's the only Mad Max.
All right, well, we're going to add that to the list of movies we could expose you to. Well, you got to watch the original one. Like the very original one where he turns into Mad Max.
Okay.
Because that sets up for the rest of the movies. Because it's kind of like the start of the end of the world. And he's like, because he's a cop and he's like a motorcycle cop. And so, actually, is he a motorcycle cop? Anyways, regardless, he's a cop and people are starting to become pretty lawless, right? And so, because again, it's like the world has kind of already started to end, but they're still trying to keep like it's the last little bit of like order that's trying to be kept in place.
Gotcha.
And so, do you want to know the ending or of why he becomes Mad Max, or do you want to wait and watch the movie?
I'll wait and watch it with you.
Sounds good. It's very sad. Anyways, yeah, so you have that one. Then you have the next one where it's like a little bit down the road, you know, and like all hell's just broken loose. And he's gotta help the people. Then you got Thunderdome, which I swear to God, the only reason I like that one is because of Tina Turner. Who runs back to town? Master Blaster. Which, in my opinion, Waterworld is a ripoff of Thunderdome. I think Thunderdome came out first. I want to say. Like, I'm 90% correct on that. Viewers, if I am wrong on that, please let us know in the comments.
60s, right? For the whole Oppenheimer thing. 60s, like 1960s.
No, the
No,
40s.
40s.
Are you talking about World War II?
Yeah.
Yeah, 40s. Yeah.
That would have been pretty crazy. Because it probably would have been something like that you would have been driving out on.
Yep.
You know?
Well, I think I was listening to
pointing from that camera.
I was listening to my podcast, and they were talking about some of the like funny stories. They're like funny haha now, but back then they probably weren't very funny. But apparently the scientists like were really bad about at Los Alamos were really bad about following protocol.
Yeah.
And like one of them, he found a hole in the fence, and so what he would do is he'd check in and then go find the hole, sneak out, and come back around and check in again. And he just kept doing it until they finally caught on to him. Like, can you imagine? Like, what if he was shot? Like,
I mean, sure, I get the whole argument of there's nothing out here, but still.
Yeah.
Like, ooh. So, pricing on the Model S and X is now $80,000 essentially. So it's $79,900, right? Model S does not qualify no matter what,
Yeah.
because of the vehicle class category. I believe the cutoff for a sedan is 55,000.
Okay.
So it doesn't qualify, unfortunately. However, the X does.
Yeah.
Because it falls under the 80,000 price.
Yeah.
The funny thing though is that for you to be able to get the X, you can get the X in any exterior paint color you want. And that's it. You have to pick a black interior, and you have to pick the 5-seat option. If you make any modifications beyond that, you will knock yourself out of the tax credit window.
Fair enough.
Because you go over 80,000. So here's one that's funny. Someone mentioned on a space this afternoon, if I change my steering wheel to the yoke steering wheel for $250, that will knock me out of yes.
Yeah, but you can do that later, can't you?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But that's. Yes, you can, but it. But it is just kind of funny on how close that is. Yeah. I suppose if you're buying an S or an X, you're not buying it for the tax credit, though.
I was going to say.
Like, I mean, you're not really concerned about the tax credit.
I was gonna say.
I do think that point of sale tax credit next year is going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of folks having to file in their income tax returns and beg their accountant for it.
Yeah.
Doing that whole nonsense.
Oh, I learned a lesson today.
Oh,
In my old district, when you would upload something to their digital print shop, like you'd order some like copies,
yeah.
you would upload in the format of the original. So if it was in landscape, it would upload as landscape, right? Portrait, right? You didn't have to do any fancy like maneuvering it around. My new district is not like that.
Oh.
And so I ordered stuff that was supposed to come out on landscape, and I mean, my bad for not doing the preview option. Like, I own that. But it got delivered today, and I went back and looked at the order because it, like, came out. It was, like, half on there and, like, tiny. Like, I was like, man. So I was like, lesson learned. Always check the preview.
For sure. Jesus.
I saw. Well, I think that's the thing too. Like, you know, you're talking about like having to drive all the way out here, right? Because like the town was still way out in Richland, so you still had to make this drive back in the 40s.
Yep. Well, back then, were you taking a train? Were you like, did you hop on the rail?
No, because the train car was specifically for moving the product. Yeah. But I'm sure they had like buses and things like that. But still.
Yeah. I mean, half hour, 45-minute ride.
Probably longer than that because I don't think the buses went.
No, yeah. It's not like they had a nice, smooth, paved road that they could do 80 miles an hour on. Pretty cool, though. Is the building on the right? Yeah, it's that.
It's the big one with the single stack.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny is if you don't know that that's what that is, you just keep driving right by it.
Drive right by it, you never know about it, anything about it. Well, I guess that's the point behind this whole thing. Fascinating. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, because that's the B reactor, and then the C reactor's up there.
Yeah. Because there was never an A. The A site was right here.
Yeah, it'd be cool. They're supposed to be adding more to the tour. They're gonna add the water cooling area and like the water filtration where it's sent all of it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Amazing. That tour that we went on that place was incredible.
Yeah, because you turn here and then you go past.
That's it. That's it.
Because you go through the fence.
Yeah. That's it. Pretty incredible. The tint on this car is so much better than the other one, than yours.
You mean the non-existent?
It's got a tint.
I know, but I still like it compared to this.
It's got a tint.
Compared to this.
But this is incredible.
Do you want to eat before we go in? Okay. Might have some of those chips. Those chips sound delicious.
They're really good.
I just realized I spent like 2 hours putting together my sub binder and they changed my roster again. I was like, I was making a mental note to myself, I gotta fix that on Tuesday. So close.
It's not like you actually need the sub thing.
No.
Yeah, okay.
And even if I did, oh well.
It's not like, but I'm saying it's not like you need it right this second.
No, but I just had that realization. I was like, I still like that one teacher's sub plans last year. It was just a sticky note.
Right. Right.
She was just a sticky note. Oh, one of my students was going camping this weekend to a place that you and I've been to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I know where that is. We went this summer. Potholes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am really impressed with how sophisticated this software has come along. Well, like how far it's.
That's what I said. With what it's doing now, like next year, going to this concert, like I wouldn't mind just driving home.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, either way, you got to drive. But
yeah. Oh, and no false slowdowns either.
Not
on that
so
on that
far.
area.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
on that area.
Where we thought we would experience it.
Yeah.
It's been a nice drive. Yeah.
Remember this drive used to feel so long.
I know. I remember when I used to have a BMW X3, and the X3 had active lane keeping assist or whatever the heck that thing was, right? And I think there was portions where you could activate it on this road and you couldn't activate. I can't remember about it. Like,
I don't think we took that to Dave Matthews though.
first year, because I think we took Ray.
No, Ray drove. Remember he took.
But didn't we meet him up there in the X3? I don't think I had the Model 3 yet.
No, Ray drove because we rode in his car.
Oh yeah.
Because remember he had the lower and the
Yeah. Because he had that. I forget. Was it the? It was a Range Rover. That's what it was.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I just remember it had this system where it lowered the suspension, raised the suspension.
Because that was the first time I ever saw air suspension on a vehicle. I mean, obviously, I realized that air suspension on a vehicle
existed. Yes, yeah.
But that was the first place where I got to experience it, and I saw it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because I knew that these cars had air suspension. I just never got to ride in it and kind of see what it did for that car.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Range Rover was really neat because you're 100% right. It lowered up a couple inches and yeah.
Because then the next year was 2019, because that was the year of the strike, and we took the Model 3, because we took your friend.
And then I guess the year before,
2017.
yeah, we would have gone up in the 3 Series.
We either went in the 3 Series or we went in the Jeep.
And we didn't go for all 3 days.
We didn't
start going all 3 days until
2018.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right.
And then COVID hit.
Because I think I started looking at you and saying, you know what, the tickets aren't that expensive. Why don't we just go out for the whole day?
Yeah. And we had a great time in 2019, and then COVID hit.
And then COVID. Yes.
Did you go 1 year without me? The very first year? Or have we always gone together?
We've always gone together.
Okay.
I've never gone to this without you.
Okay. Must have been my other boyfriend.
That must have been Friday.
No, your Friday.
Oh,
Because you're the good time.
nice. Love you.
I do too. Here's a question. What's your favorite day of the week? And what's your least favorite day of the week?
That's out of pass. Jesus. Opposite direction. Um, favorite day of the week. Favorite day of the week and least favorite day of the week. I think my joking answer for my least favorite would be Sunday. But truly, I think my least favorite day of the week is probably Tuesday.
That's what I said.
Like, I think
Literally what I said.
I think probably Tuesday, because it feels sometimes like Monday, and then you realize
Right?
that
And then you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
still got so far to go.
Now, to be fair, this only works for people that work Monday through Friday
And don't work from home.
Yeah, like this only works for that situation.
Yeah.
Of where most likely their days that they pick will probably land like traditional Monday through
Right.
Friday days, right? But like of that, yeah, probably Tuesday. Favorite? Friday. Probably Friday.
Friday is my least favorite because, again, I still have to go to work, right?
I think the reason why I like Friday so much, if I may defend it for just a second, the reason why I like Friday is because, yeah, you're right, you do have to go to work sometimes. Sometimes you get an early release day, sometimes you get a half day or something like that. And I'm just explaining for like the vast majority of folks, right, that would probably argue for Friday. I can get my work done. As soon as I get my work done, I realize that I, at minimum, have 48 hours away from the place.
Correct. With that in mind, then yeah, I do agree. Well, and the other thing too is like Sunday is usually our chore day and stuff, so Friday is kind of nice because you know you get to sleep in on Saturday.
Yep. Wait. Now you can go.
I wonder if there's a camping ground around here because this is only a 30-minute drive to the amphitheater.
Oh, you'd want to stay up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying worst case scenario.
No, you still want to stay in Gorge.
Fair
In George.
enough.
George. George.
The jungle. Strong speaker.
I actually don't know what that joke was from Psych. Like when he was.
Lenny and George? Yeah, it's from Mice and Men.
I know.
We read it every year in sophomore class.
That you won't.
How have you gotten through life?
Friends.
I feel like you've just like pretended. You're like, I feel like you've just pretended and you're like, I can get away with this by blending in, like camouflaging it out, pretending that I know by just repeating the jokes that I've heard, while all the while not knowing what I'm saying.
So I said friends.
Which could be very dangerous.
So I said friends. How do you think politicians make it?
Fair enough. That's okay. Sometimes I just repeat the language that the kids use, like mid, for a while. I'm like, oh, that's so mid. You know, I'd use it like they say. Until
Well, for instance, like, how the hell is Margot Robbie mid?
I know, but my point is
Bro.
that like I didn't know what mid was at first, and then I was like, oh, okay. But like cap, that's cap, man.
Okay, now that's a new one. What's that?
That one actually is not as new as you think. Cap is like a lie. Like that's a lie.
Oh, this makes more sense now.
Right? So then you say no cap, meaning no lie. Like that's the truth.
I've heard people say this before.
I don't know where it comes from.
Don't know.
Like sometimes, like mid, right? Mid makes sense because you're mid. You're not high. You're not ugly, right?
Yeah, you're in the middle.
Yeah, you're in the middle.
Fair enough.
Cap, not really sure where that comes from.
I too run my windshield wipers when it's nice and sunny outside.
There was another one that I heard the other day that I was like,
Carrots? That field back there?
oh, I thought you were talking about the word.
No. I was pointing at the field of what might be growing back
Oh, yeah.
there. And I was thinking carrots, maybe?
Maybe. Those are apples.
Speaking of, that's next month.
October, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to put in for that day.
I never did get cherries this year.
Yeah, we did. We got one.
I know, but I'm saying that
Oh,
I
but the
never
good
did
cherries,
get,
the Rainiers,
that's what I
yeah.
said. I never did get those cherries this year, and that's what I was trying to say.
They never really came out. The Bings did, but not the Rainiers.
They did. We just didn't go kind of.
Yeah.
No, they did. They weren't a massively long season, but yeah. No, they did. We just didn't go kind
I would like to request the grape and apple juice again for juicing.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to juice this next week because we don't get home until Monday again and figure it out. Because I'm not going to feel like cooking and juicing all on Monday. Because I got to do laundry too.
That's fair. I too like to alert you of vehicles that I'm not going to hit.
Just in case. Let's go. My dad used to take me fishing out here.
I have a drone video where I flew over this little area over here.
I have stayed awake so far.
Nice trip.
I am very tired.
Go to sleep if you want.
I'm trying to say, I kind of wanted to sleep on the ride to the hotel.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the ride that normally makes me a little nervous because it's so dark. But I like to stay awake for that because I feel like you don't always pay attention to look for a deer. Because again, I know you. Oh, one of my security people at the school worked security at the gorge for Dave Matthews.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they did security for him up in Seattle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He said he was not a fan. Interesting. He says he likes more gospel and R&B.
That's what I said. Whatever.
I was like, then yeah, Dave Matthews would not be your jam.
I realized that jam band is not a lot of people's cup of tea these days.
It's an interesting little house. You know, it's a small town when your streets are literally D Street, C Street.
Oh, it's going down B Street and A Street. It's A Street.
To D Street.
It's an A Street. It is a street.
Street.
Where do you live? A street?
A street. They probably pronounce it A Street, not a street.
It's funny though.
It is. And it still works either way. Like tomato, tomato.
Mm.
A street or A Street. What street do you live on? A street.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you say caramel or caramel?
Me? Yeah, you interchangeably. You?
Caramel, typically.
caramel apples. Okay, so I would say,
yeah.
all right, so but like caramel corn.
No, I say caramel corn.
No, see, I would say caramel corn.
I'd say caramel.
That's why I said I think I use them interchangeably. Or caramel on ice cream.
Caramel. Yeah. No, I pretty much 99%.
That's why I was like, I think it's in it. Yeah, that's okay. I think that one through.
I kind of want to get up to Leavenworth a little early tomorrow before it gets crazy.
Sounds good. And before they sell out of pastries.
That too.
Cash.
What?
For pastries.
Yeah.
I need to get some.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, because they're cash only right there.
Most of those places are. I knew there was a reason I forgot to. I knew there was a reason I when I was cleaning out my notebook this morning and I took cash out of it, I was like, oh man.
Is that if authentic Native American head or was it before that?
Oh, that was consolidating it down. You know, how everyone has their own little saving spot. So which dam is this?
Wanapum?
Like what?
Wanapum?
Wanapum?
Wanapum.
Pum.
Pum.
A street in Wanapum.
Wanapum was indigenous, though. I'm relatively sure. Was it indigenous?
I think so, because I think it's a.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I do have to say that if listeners are out there and you ever get a chance to drive out in this area, the geological features are amazing.
Oh,
with the basalt.
Yeah.
And you just get those columns from the volcanic activity.
Maybe Colorado, similar to this in some regards.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of like what other states have similar landscaping to this.
I'm relatively sure this is pretty unique to the Northwest area.
That's fair.
There's other regions in this, like in the hemisphere, like in the northern hemisphere, like in other continents that have similar tectonic areas.
Gotcha.
Like when you think of the coast of England and Ireland and things like that, they have very similar.
Gotcha. This area always makes me feel like I'm driving down them in California.
Yeah.
Just because you can kind of see obviously the river down there. And it gives you that feeling of water. And,
everything's brown.
Yeah. Everything could catch a fire at any moment.
There's the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder how many of these people are going to Dave Matthews.
I'm sure a lot. Actually, I'll make a prediction with you. See the van in front of the truck? I predicted that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Predicted that. We'll definitely be heading our way.
What's really funny is I know people that go to, like, the west side and stuff, but they go this way.
We are pulling over because we have a vehicle. Or an emergency vehicle.
I thought we were getting pulled over.
No, it wasn't us. I knew he was coming up quick, but not us. Woo! Not us. Woo! He's in a hurry for something.
The hard part is, like, you're that van, right? Like, there's no way to, like, get over until you get up there, you know?
Yeah. Heading off of something.
It might be our area.
Oh, Lord.
We're getting
Not
to.
this far back, please. Do not need to brake check the guy behind me. There, you're aligned right there.
There's someone coming.
Okay. I could go.
Oh, okay.
No, this isn't a bad idea.
Oh, okay.
This isn't a bad idea. Yeah, that works. I didn't do anything other than encouraged it to actually go up to the correct stop line.
Every year we come here, there's construction here at this area.
That's fair.
Every year.
I bet it snows here.
Oh, yeah, but
I bet it snows here. I bet we could have little tiny Christmas trees.
how bad's the bump?
It's not that bump I'm worried about. Taking over, viewers. That's the bump we're worried about.
Whee!
That's why we slowed. Sorry. Bump.
God, you can see his lights going way up there.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, that was
Was
what
the
I wanted.
road.
Oh, nice.
It's fine. It's gonna have us turn around.
I always mess this up.
That was fine.
Always mess this up. I always mess this up. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so used to going that way.
It's okay. We're gonna turn around. I think we're gonna take the bridge and turn around and come back. So
That's what's going to happen, unfortunately.
that's okay. We get to go across the bridge.
Sorry. Oops.
Oops.
Sorry.
That's okay. I think last year we went across, or when we dropped your friend off.
Did the same thing.
No, but he was across the bridge because he was staying at the
Yeah.
campsite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we're doing so good.
That was human error. Lightning was like, but I was right.
It's confusing because what you think.
You think you're going to go to Seattle and really you're going to.
Yes.
I know. I know. It's not like we have to go very far to turn around, so
I know.
let it go.
Oh.
I literally almost said in my head too, I was like, this area is always so confusing. I'm glad we have autopilot.
I should have just let it do it. But what threw me off was it hesitated.
Yeah.
It hesitated.
Yeah.
Because of the hesitation and it
You
going,
second guessed it. Yeah.
Screw it. I'm taking over.
Yeah.
You should have just been like, I got this, nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the point where we're in nowadays, is that
if you want me to trust it, it needs to be confident.
it needs to, like this, it can't hesitate in the lane and then go over. It needs to get over. Mm-hmm. Like that back there, I would have called that hesitation.
Yeah.
Taking the exit. Even this.
I think that the difference is that you know that was your exit, right?
Sure.
Whereas that up there, you're like, because again, you're like, oh, I need to go to Seattle. I'm going west, right?
Sure.
Like,
this hesitation stuff, like that it does.
I did appreciate it got out of the shoulder.
I did too. But again, that hesitation of, oh, no, this, kind of a deal. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, it's getting better, but these are the things that need to rough around the edges. What the fuck, Andrew? What the fuck are we doing? Could we take the exit? Thank you. I'm sorry, the entrance. Yeah, I'll drive my car the way that I see fit. Thank you. And there's the, nope. Okay. Edit that out. In the middle of this really cool time lapse, it'll be like, what the fuck was that?
And then if they watch the long video,
they're gonna get F-bombs and all kinds of shit. I really don't care if they've made it this far.
Gave one F-bomb, you're okay.
I've gave a few.
It is pretty though.
Yeah.
Pretty little detour. Okay, we don't want to go right because that takes us back to that point.
Not driving. I don't even care. Not driving. Whatever it wants to do. It wants to run us that direction. Whatever. This might be the latest we've ever gotten here.
No.
Try to think.
This is about normally when we get here on a Friday.
Does it?
Yeah. This is how late we got last year. Because we're ready to go back to the house. Nail the trim kid. Fiasco 22.
I think I blocked that out of my head.
No, because normally I don't get out of school. I don't get home till we don't normally leave until 4:30.
Gotcha.
I get not wanting to cut the guy off, but come on.
Come on. Here's my foot through the accelerator to give it a lot of encouragement of go. Go. It's me preventing screaming at the car. No.
Yeah, no, Friday normally we get here about this late. Saturday we usually get there about 5, so that we're not having to get in with everyone else. I know the time too.
Illinois.
Nice. Is PV stand for private vehicle?
Right, since I'm not from Illinois, I have no idea.
'Cause I've
Illinois
seen it.
people.
Well, I saw that on a Nevada plate
Okay.
earlier. Like, so I don't know what that is. Like,
Our state doesn't do that.
mm,
We do. Yeah, we don't do that.
yeah, I saw that on a Nevada plate earlier.
Good color though.
Mm.
The real question is he on autopilot?
No.
I say yes.
Fair enough. I forget autopilot and beta are not the same thing. And so whenever you ask that, I always say no because so many people always say, oh, do you have beta? They're like, yeah, I have autopilot.
Yeah. A lot of people think they have full self-driving and they're just driving standard autopilot. There's a lot of confusion between the two software stacks, and it'll be nice once they. Here's our one software stack.
Correct. All right, this is going to be our exit in my
Hands off. Can squarely do its exit as. Lord on high.
I was trying to give you a warning that it might do something stupid.
Yeah. Would be nice. It would be cool if it would just get over.
But I get why I wanted to get right back over because this is our exit.
No, I did all that manually.
Okay. Yeah.
And here's the stubbornness where, again, that's why.
You could think it's going to miss it.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought
Like,
it was
are you
going
going
to
to
miss
miss
it.
it or are we going straight? Exactly.
Yeah.
See, I caught it on the camera, so I'm not crazy.
Well, you're crazy, just not that.
Well, definitely, there's some truth there. Well, as we're coming to the end of this, viewers, thanks for tuning in. I'm Gray Shot down behind the wheel alongside Doggone Sci-Fi as passenger princess.
I stayed awake the whole time. Thank you.
Did.
Despite me desperately wanting to take a nap.
Make a left. Come on, make the left. Encouragement. And rough.
Road work ahead. What a time to have road work.
Okay.
Loose gravel. Fresh what?
Uh-oh.
Well, good thing this is the only way we come the first night. Yeah, I think those people were pulling over the side of the highway to take a picture with the amphitheater sign.
Alrighty. I mean, I guess
Because
if
they
you
had the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, and I saw it in the
out
back of the
yeah.
van, yeah. I thought somebody had to use the restroom.
Crappy place to use the restroom.
I
No
thought
pun
somebody-
intended,
I
but
thought somebody had to
it's
use
not like
the
there was a bushes.
restroom. My.
No, because they were running from underneath the sign, so I think they were taking a picture of it with
got
the
it.
sign.
Got it.
ways to die.
That would go on the list.
Definitely raise the suspension once we get there.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Glad I brought my hat. Thought of authentic native Mavic headrest before I thought of hat.
Makes me think of that in your free time.
I know. I think because we've all had that moment where we're like, I've just overcomplicated this so much.
I would wonder why that is. Like, is it because we as human nature aren't capable of going back and saying, you know what, take two?
Well, okay, so like I gave my kids like a group task today. They had to come up with a team name, right? And one group was like Team One, and I was like, okay, simple, I like it, you know. And then I had another one that one of the kids had Starbucks, so they named themselves Starbucks. Great, okay. But the other teams just sat there. Just waiting for someone else to come up with an idea. Like, I've seen that. I would say I've seen that type of behavior increase in my decade of teaching, of not wanting to be wrong, like not wanting to make a decision and be wrong, or share an idea and have it shot down. Like that's how I perceive where that comes from, is that fear of being wrong. But I do think that there's another part of it where it genuinely is someone else will come up with the idea.
Interesting.
Handmade pizza.
I know. How far is this from Seattle? We've figured this out one time. Wasn't it like 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
2.5 hours?
It's about the same. It's like literally equal distance from the east side and the west side.
You know what I was trying to figure out is backtrack from when people would have gotten off work to when they're getting here.
That's about
That's
here.
Right now.
Yeah.
Alrighty. This is my parking. Again, thanks for tuning in, guys. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Standard, right?
Yeah. Where that's at.
Standard.
JD.
D. I definitely want to grab my jacket.
Where that guy turned out. No,
That is the winery.
it's the winery.
Gate A.
That's not it.
Standard Premier Terraces.
Right lane, gate D.
That's what we want.
We want this lane. And basically pull the maneuver what they did.
I think so.
Yes. That's the maneuver.
Careful. Whee. Don't need your rear end in anymore. Yeah, they put a nice new sign in.
They did.
How
Gosh,
does-
they're parking them out all the way this. The campers, they're parking them out all the way to here this year.
Mm-hmm. Do I need to roll down the window or for?
We're good. We're going this way. Right.
I say not getting parked glasses, you don't get some jackass.
Sure.
Blocking you in.
I don't know how they're going to be parking in the vehicles, have they?